And 3, 2. Hey guys, thank you for joining us again for another seat at the table. It's going to be amazing as usual. Today we'll be reading the script Among Us by Bryan White. This script is witty. It is hilarious. It is smart. It is something that you're going to enjoy. So go ahead, get comfortable, strap in, grab your water, and get ready for this experience. All right. But that said, before we jump into who is the man behind this amazing script, we're going to jump into the voices behind this amazing script. Today, we have some amazing actors joining us. In order of appearance in the script, reading Sarah, we have Jess Weaver, who is all around incredible. She's a phenomenal teacher, writer, director, producer, and actor. Booker, be on the lookout for her works. Go ahead, talk to the people. Give us something interesting that's happened in your week.
This past week, I've done some auditioning. I have finished up some scripts that are in post recording for radio shows, and I bought 3 new plants. That is not a joke. That is not a joke.
She was prepping for the role, obviously. Yeah, that'll make sense soon. Joining us again is Herman May. He is also an up-and-coming actor. Please book him. Also, if you just need a great energy in your life, go ahead and get Herman on your set. Work with him. He's a great person, full of wisdom, great experience. He'll be reading Officer Vaughn. Mr. Herman, talk to the people. Give us an interesting thing in your week.
Well, hello, everyone. Let's see, the best thing that happened to me last week or coming up this coming week, I did Zoom for the first time, and that's with you guys. So you guys kind of broke me into the Zoom world. Appreciate it. I'm just starting to act just like you said. I'm interested mainly in trying to do, right now I'll do commercials. I'll do anything. If you need like some durable medical equipment, you need the old guy who's going to do the prescription medication stuff, I'm your guy. Just let me know. All right. And I'm a Pisces.
Awesome. Right. It's great to have you both here again. Thank you so much. But we have a newcomer who will be playing the news reporter and John Bob. Kelly is no stranger to the stage. She is a wonderful performer and actor. Book her. She also was a fellow nerd in the art of tabletop. A great personality to have. Don't underestimate her. On the rise. Kelly, talk to the people. Give us something interesting about your week.
Well, hey, so this past week, not super interesting, but I guess the most interesting thing was my birthday was on Wednesday, I think. Yeah. Hey. And I had Korean barbecue for the first time, and it was amazing.
That's always exciting.
Pretty much it.
No. Thank you for joining us. You're no stranger to performance, but it's your first time at the seat at the table, so we appreciate you. All right. Who is going to be reading Mayor in the script? She is also no stranger to performance. Talent runs in her family because her son is also a performer. She's a great actor. Booker as well. She also does spoken word, poetry, writes plays, and directs them. She has a lot of talent. So like I said, Booker joining us first time, seat at the table. Laura Bruce, talk to the people. Give us an interesting fact.
Hey, it's been, thank you guys. Thank you for having me at the table where I can partake with you and break bread. So this week has been amazing. Got awarded a grant for a parent workshop that we are in the process of preparing. So $10,000, yay, towards parent workshops. Awesome. And I also accept mom's 89th birthday. So yeah, it's awesome though. I mean, it's great vibes around me, So nice to be here.
Rest in power, Mom, for sure. Thank you for being here. And with that, we'll go to our next actor who's reading Mrs. Ritas. You've seen her before. She rocked it as Alex Lead in No Filler. She's done other roles for us. She has easily become a favorite here at Seat at the Table. She brings it every time. So go ahead, Booker, up and rise, actor, Ty Hill, talk to the people. Interesting fact of the week. This is my reel for like TV shows. Sorry.
Yes, my name is Ty. This past week, I discovered a new walking trail at the park near where I live. So, nice. And no people go down there. It's the
No, they will now.
maybe only Sneak,
right?
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, well, I don't know if you paused. Was that all your interesting fact?
Yep.
Super dope.
Yeah.
All right. Don't ruin that walking trail. All right, bring it to the creator of this amazing script. The reason we're all together to read this amazing story, Mr. Bryan White, a great writer, director, producer. He's worked on sets. He's no stranger to any position. He keeps making it happen, keeps trucking along without jogging pictures. They've done over 20 films. He's won several awards in the film circuit. Mr. Bryan White, talk to the people.
Hello. My life is bored. I haven't done anything exciting this week. We had a pre-production meeting on a web series we're working on, and then obviously I'm hard at work with this script and film. So and then the day job, something's got to pay bills. So that's about it.
Gosh, I understand that. No, we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here. He's a very interesting person, but you have a lot going on. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. And of course, we got the big boss, the one that makes. Oh yeah. No, thank you. We need your stories. But giving up to the big boss, the reason we're all here, that makes all this happen, that keeps 321 afloat and lets me look good. Paige McKay.
Hey guys. Java always says that, and every week I remind everyone that Java does so much work. I literally walk into these having zero idea who's going to be the cast. I find a script and then I just hand it over to him, and I'm always excited to see all the people I already like so much and new people that I just immediately love as well. And I am so excited for you all to be here. Interesting thing that happened with me this week and for Java. We played a new tabletop game with our friends over at When Can We Play? So go check out that Twitch channel and see me and Java acting out some 18th century Scandinavian horror games. If you're interested, if that's your thing. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Bryan, so much for letting us be a part of the script. I'm so excited. I love it a lot. And this cast, we couldn't have, this was our dream cast. So thank you all for being able to do it. It makes me so happy. We appreciate it so much. And Kelly, I'm so excited to finally have you on here. I have directed Kelly on a couple of different shorts, and it's always a good time. So
Yes.
So excited. And we actually met Bryan last year at Mountain Tales. So, it's just nice to have him back so close to our next one, which reminds me, get those tickets if you haven't already. Mountain Tales Film Festival. Donation-based tickets. That's it.
Super dope. Well, I reckon without further ado, we'll hop into this. Thank you guys again for joining us. Strap in, get comfortable, kick your feet up if you want, as we dive into Among Us by Bryan Christopher White. Fade in. Interior window day. A potted houseplant sits in front of a pair of closed window curtains, backlit by the sun. Someone dances into frame, sprays the plant with a spray bottle, throws the curtains open in the time with the beat of the song. The sun blasts the room and we see Sarah. She lives alone with her plants. A plant lady, the opposite of a cat lady. She loves her life. Interior living room day. Sarah, now dual-wielding spray bottles, dances into the living room, blasts each plant as she moves through the room. She sings out their names as she sprays them down.
Good morning, Norman, Oscar and Peter, Quincy, Rosie, and Sally.
Interior kitchen day. Sarah twirls into the kitchen.
William, Xavier, and
Sarah slams the water bottles down on the kitchen counter, grabs hold of the kitchen curtains, and with the crescendo of the music, throws them open and belts out,
good morning, y'all!
Exterior window continuous. Snap zoom to the window on Sarah's face.
What the fuck?
Smash cut title over, Among Us. Exterior front yard day. Sarah bolts out the front door. Her house, coat flags in the wind behind her. Her laser sights focus on the monstrosity that sits in her front yard.
What is this? What?
She stops about midway into the yard, stares down into the grass, so furious she can't think straight.
Vandals!
She scans the rest of the yard. Everything is still perfectly landscaped. A keep off grass sign is placed towards the front of her yard.
I am not going to stand for this.
Cut to exterior front yard day. Sarah sits in her lawn chair and watches Officer Vaughn, up by the books and a little dim-witted, officer of the law, tape off a small section of her yard with police tape and road cones. She is already in mid-rant.
I pay taxes. I am a registered voter.
Officer Vaughn has heard it all before. He nods his head in agreement, mainly out of habit, rather than actually listening and agreeing to what Sarah is saying.
Every election, I show up. I wait in line like I'm supposed to. I shouldn't have to put up with these petty thieves and vandals. A disgrace to the community. And my property value. We picked the suburbs for a reason. If I wanted to live to the city, if I wanted to live with crime, I'd move. Oh my goodness gracious. Sorry. Can I take that line all over?
Absolutely.
Please, go ahead.
The page cut screwed me up. I thought I was done. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Part of the process.
Thank you. Every election, I show up. I wait in line like I'm supposed to. I shouldn't have to put up with these petty thieves and vandals. A disgrace to the community. And my property value. We picked the suburbs for a reason. If I wanted to live with crime at my door, I'd move to the city.
Officer Vaughn finishes with the tape. He steps back and takes a good look at the lawn. A perfect circle with a 5-foot diameter has been cut into the grass.
I don't know, ma'am. If you ask me, it kind of looks like...
Live news report, front yard.
Aliens. Right here in Enola.
The news reporter stands on Sarah's front yard. Sarah stands in the background and shakes her head in disbelief.
We're here in the front yard of local resident.
News reporter turns to Sarah. Sarah holds her hand up in front of the camera.
No, I am not partaking in this foolishness.
Sarah storms off.
It's not aliens, idiots.
Who has no comment? First at the scene was Officer Vaughn from the Enola precinct.
Officer Vaughn steps into frame.
That is correct. I was the first responder to the scene. When I arrived to find the resident concerned for her property, I used my proper training protocols and assessed the situation. I then assured the resident that this did not look like the work of any foul or deviant behavior. After a closer inspection, I began to suspect that this was indeed the work of extraterrestrial.
The sound of a speeding car gets closer, a screeching halt.
Oh, you have got to be...
Cameraman turns to Sarah, who is staring off at the direction of the car sound. News reporter quickly steps back into frame.
All right, and back to you at the studio. More on this developing story later.
Exterior, front yard, continuous. Mayor and his assistant, John Bob, the mail order bride equivalent of an office assistant, walk up into the yard, knocking over the keep off grass sign.
Is this the residence?
Yes, sir. This is indeed the yard.
Mm-hmm. Sarah attempts to intercept them.
This is actually my property, and you have no permission to be here?
They walk right past her, completely ignoring her. Mayor and John Bob stop to talk with Officer Vaughn.
Officer, do we know if this is legit or not? I mean, can you confirmation?
Officer Vaughn is puzzled by the last part.
We have not had any official testing done on it, sir, but from what I gathered, it's legit.
No!
Mayor turns to acknowledge Sarah's presence, but then turns to the news reporter.
Is she with you?
I'm the homeowner.
Once again, Mayor completely ignores Sarah and turns to John Bob.
Yeah. We can market this. Turn this into a Roswell, a tourist trap.
Tax dollars.
We could use those.
Sarah can't believe what she is hearing.
No, you can't. This is a complete fabrication against the public. You can't fake news stories.
No one speaks to Mayor like that.
I am the mayor. I can do whatever the
A
fuck
car drives by and honks its horn. Officer Vaughn waves.
I want.
Sarah points her finger at Mayor. Why, you son of a bitch. Mayor turns to Officer Vaughn.
Officer, remove this woman.
You can't remove me. This is my house.
News reporter turns to her cameraman.
Are you getting this?
Officer Vaughn takes Sarah by the arms and walks past her towards the...
Get your hands off of me! Brutality! Are you recording this?
Mayor turns to John Bob.
And we need to act on this fast, okay, before the FBI comes in and covers it up.
Yes, sir.
Find me the best scientists we have.
Interior hallway. John Bob and Officer Vaughn march down the stereotypical government office building hallway. They stop and turn in unison at the door. Interior hallway classroom. Mrs. Reedus writes at a whiteboard. She pauses, notices John Bob and Officer Vaughn at her door.
Are you Mrs. Reedus?
Oh, Ty, I think you're muted.
Yes.
John Bob checks his iPad.
Oh, wait. Actually, let's take this back to interior hallway classroom, Java.
Okay. No problem. Da-da-da. John Bob.
Mrs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Interior hallway classroom. Mrs. Reedus writes at a whiteboard. She pauses, notices John Bob and Officer Vaughn at her door.
Are you Mrs. Reedus?
Yes.
John Bob checks his iPad.
Mrs. Reedus, 9th grade biology.
What's going on?
We need you to come with us, ma'am.
Official government business.
Exterior front yard night. Protesters and supporters have lined the street at Sarah's front yard. Signs ranging from, "We don't want them," "Say no to aliens," "Build a wall," "Aliens need Jesus too," "Welcome to Earth," and "We come in peace," misspelled. Interior window. Sarah watches the protesters/supporters through her blinds.
Oh, Jess, I lost you there a little bit. I don't think you're muted, but I could not hear you at all.
Nah. Okay.
Just from the line.
Yeah, Java, go ahead and lead her in with Sarah watches.
All right. Interior window. Sarah watches the protesters/supporters through her blinds.
Humans are the dumbest mammals on the planet.
Sarah looks down and pets the closest plant for comfort. Exterior front yard night. Mrs. Reedus is dressed in a hazmat suit, carrying a toolbox, and is tethered to a rope being held by Officer Vaughn. Vaughn and Mayor are off to the side under a yard tent. A fold-out table has been set up as a home base. Some technical and communication equipment have been set up. The circle is lit up with exterior lights. The police tape and cones have been placed back for a greater perimeter.
Okay, I'm approaching the circle.
Mrs. Reedus stops at the edge of the circle. She places her toolbox on the ground. She takes in a few deep breaths. She's never done anything like this before. She is just a science teacher, for crying out loud. She opens the toolbox and pulls out a weather meter and a tape measure. Exterior, base tent, continuous. Officer Vaughn tightens his grip on the rope, bracing for the worst. Mayor stands at the table talking into the radio to Mrs. Reedus.
Proceed with caution, Mrs. Reedus. Remember, we need a family-friendly environment. More kids that come, the more pointless junk we can sell.
John Bob walks up to the tent with his iPad out.
It's a success, Mr. Mayor. Our social media pages are already being flooded.
Oh,
Mayor forgets about Mrs. Reedus and turns his full attention to John Bob.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Mayor takes the iPad out of John Bob's hands.
The motel down on the square is already booked solid for the weekend.
Agreed. Also, a green light shines from a nearby instrument panel. Lights up Mayor's eyes. Mission accomplished. Exterior circle. Mrs. Reedus measures the atmosphere of the circle. Everything reads normal. She looks up into the night sky. A brilliant display of stars in the sky. She steps into the circle. Interior, living room, night. Sarah is in a deep therapy session with one of her plants. She paces back and forth in front of her window, blinds closed.
No one cares about facts anymore. That's the problem. Anything serious is just turned into a GIF and posted on the internet. Society has dwindled down to one big internet meme opinion piece. I'm so offended. You can't do that. So because someone else doesn't want it, let's all burn it down for the rest of us.
Sarah peeks through the blinds. Exterior front yard. Mrs. Reedus is on her hands and knees. She stabs an electronic instrument stake into the grass. Interior living room.
My soil! What is she doing?
Sarah storms off. Exterior circle. Mrs. Reedus looks through a magnifying glass to inspect the grass. In the dead center of the circle, in a small alien flower, a translucent texture with glowing, glittery particles, something definitely not from this world.
It's beautiful.
Exterior base tent night. Mayor and John Bob are listening on the radio.
It looks like a small flower is growing out of the ground. I've never seen anything like this before.
A flower?
Mayor ponders for a moment, snaps his fingers.
Alien flowers. We can sell those.
John Bob goes through his mental Rolodex.
Kimberly's flowers. Got her on speed dial.
John Bob skips off.
We got trouble, sir.
Mayor turns back to Mrs. Reedus. Sarah's approaching rapidly, wielding a shovel. Exterior circle.
Pressure treated soil. It took me 6 months to perfect the right solution.
Mrs. Reedus looks up to see Sarah raising a shovel over her head. Behind them at base tent, Officer Vaughn yanks on the rope. Mrs. Reedus is pulled out of the way, narrowly missing the shovel as Sarah swings wide. Sarah doesn't see the flower and tramples over it in her rage-fueled rant. The glowing particles fade into the air around Sarah's feet.
What's wrong with you people? Huh? How stupid can you be?
Officer Vaughn quickly pulls Mrs. Reedus back to the tent. Sarah looks up to address the protesters and supporters.
Build a wall, Ron? You can't build a wall in space! Oh, and you think the aliens give 2 butt probes about your Lord and Savior, Janice?
The protesters become embarrassed. Sarah turns to Mayor and Officer Vaughn.
Does no one see the bigger picture here? You see a 6 and she sees a 9. There's not 2 sides to the problem. One of you is wrong. Figure it out, okay? Is there a 5 or an 8 anywhere? Someone should have been prosecuted for this murder of vegetation.
At this point, the sparkling particles are now illuminating the entire circle. Sarah is too far gone in rage mode to notice. Exterior base tent. Mayor turns to Officer Vaughn.
Can you tase her?
On it.
Officer Vaughn walks off. Mrs. Reedus is taking off the hazmat helmet, still amazed at what she saw.
There was something there. It was so beautiful.
Exterior circle.
Crime isn't something you can make a 9-part special on Netflix about. Entertain the masses. We've got to.
Officer Vaughn approaches rapidly with the taser gun.
Ma'am, please put the shovel down.
I'm not putting this shovel down. It is my God-given right to hold this.
Officer Vaughn kneels on one knee.
Engaging the target.
Officer Vaughn fires the taser gun. Sarah drops to the ground. At that exact moment, a giant beam of light shines down from the sky, illuminating the circle. Sarah shakes and convulses inside the center of the circle, staring up at the beam of light. She can't believe what she is seeing.
What the fuck?
Smash cut title over Among Us. Well done, Eric. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. Well
That was
done.
amazing.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
That was cool.
like great. Just everyone, awesome. Like awesome work. I will obviously I'll send people individual messages bragging on them, but just amazing work all around.
Cool. That was really good job, y'all.
Yes, everybody.
Yeah.
Brian, does
great
this count
job.
as an audition?
Sure. Yes.
Um, okay. Yeah, thanks for having me, everybody. I'm glad to be at the table so I can partake in some good food of words, and the script is dope. So, okay, interesting thing that happened to me this week. This week got approved for a grant for a parent workshop that we'll be able to do. Yay, that's right. Teach our new parents. That's right. Also, you know what? Today is my mom. She would have been 89 years old today. So celebrating in spirit and at the table celebrating with you guys. So thanks for having me.
Sweet. And I'll cut that through. Cool. All right. So now we'll start the Q&A portion. So I really want to start it with Bryan. I know you and I have talked a little bit about it, but tell the people why, tell us a little bit about the script, your inspiration, just about why you wrote it.
Well, it's a very old idea. I have this notebook that I keep everything in, and it's one of my oldest ideas, and I couldn't quite crack it besides just a small crop circle in somebody's front yard. And so it took me forever to figure out how to make that into something bigger. And my kind of writing sample is taking like real world, scenarios or situations and making them serious, but injecting comedy into them. So if you watch some of my other stuff, they're kind of silly, but they do have some sort of a little message or heart to it. So I think with the colorful cast of characters in this, it kind of represents our ongoing cultural situations. And like I said, for me, making a film about aliens without actually having an alien in it is kind of like an inside joke. So I just want to see if I can do that and if other people kind of get that joke.
like a Dunkirk for aliens.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't lost, I don't think, on this group. I thought it was pretty good. Great, yeah. I really liked, I've read this a couple times. So at first when I read it, because I'm a plant mom myself, I was like totally just on the main character Sarah's side completely. I was like, oh yeah, get him. You don't come after somebody's soil. But Jess reading it really turned my mind to what Bryan kind of saw her as, which is like a representation of our society. Is that right, Bryan? Or I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, well, the ending didn't have the alien flower in it. And that was when I figured that out. That's kind of when it went back to the beginning. She was just like a person or like a florist or somebody who likes plants. And she just got angry. But then at the end, here's this new flower that nobody's ever seen. And if she would just stop being angry for a second and realize what's going on, then she would probably be, the biggest fan of it. But, in society, people tend to get angry and they don't really stop. They just, oh, I'm so angry and blah, blah, blah. And so that's kind of how I've cracked the story when I realized, okay, what if this plant lady and she, gets angry, but then she kind of destroys this new flower. And so that's.
Yeah, to me, it kind of reminds me of like a term I've recently found called performative wokeness. Just the idea of people acting like they care so much about something, but when it comes time to be about it actionably, they just don't really pay attention or get it or care to actually do what they need to protect the thing they supposedly cared about. And this kind of was a big, I feel like we've seen that a lot more just in the last few months. So I felt like she was a really good visual and representation of performative wokeness.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was deep. Like everybody was just listening. Nobody had anything to say. It was like, yeah. But I have to I love all y'all. Y'all are amazing. I will definitely reach out. I have to hop off at the moment. Cool bean. So I guess
we'll continue the Q&A. We'll just
yeah. All right. Cover my screen as I jump on another thing. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for being a part. I'll send in my dad talk. I'll send in a recording. Later, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, as the cast, I was going to ask you guys, what kind of thoughts did you guys have about it? How did it feel kind of acting this out? Or any notes for Bryan?
I loved as the mayor just how, she's taking people who are going through pain and trying to, want to make money off of it. And, it like, I don't know, we have so much of that in the world already where someone's pain becomes, something that someone can market and turn into a story or sell a story or whatever and making money off of it. And, I don't know. She was just all about the greed. She didn't care what she was going through with her plants or what she was saying. All she saw was the dollar bill.
So
very selfish.
Was Mayor representing capitalism, Bryan?
Yeah, but I think more just broadly, just political figures.
Right.
I don't want to get political on. You can tell that some of them are they don't really know what's going on, and yet they represent us somehow, and so it's. So
just ignore people and just keep talking,
Right. Yeah.
That's what
it's a caricature of what we see.
Yeah. But that's kind of what I like about the whole thing too, because all you have is an event that happened. Nobody really knows what it is, what happened. She could have just put too much fertilizer on the ground or something, and that flower could have been the result of just too much fertilizer we have on the ground.
Right.
But we automatically ascribe our own meanings to it. This, the wall, everything else is like, well, we don't even know what's going on yet. We have to figure out what's going on, but everybody automatically, what's ever going on in your head comes out. Boom.
And then let's protest about it on top of that.
Let's get out here and tear it up. Let's get it, baby. We don't even know what we're protesting.
Right, exactly. I'm just mad because you're mad.
So I mean, it was interesting how all of that, like, it pretty much, like you said, it shows what's kind of going on, but it's kind of, you danced around the edges where you didn't really kind of hit too much on anything else. That was good.
It's a good snapshot of our time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All times, I think, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. This is definitely timeless. This is a timeless piece.
Yeah.
So such a compliment.
That's what you was aiming for, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what you shooting for, right? It's kind of, you danced around the edges where you didn't really kind of.
I'm just mad because you're mad.
So I mean, it was interesting how all of that, like, it pretty much, like you said, it shows what's kind of going on, but it's kind of, you danced around the edges where you didn't really kind of hit too much on anything else. That was good.
It's a good snapshot of our time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All times, I think, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. This is definitely timeless. This is a timeless piece.
Yeah.
So such a compliment.
That's what you was aiming for, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what you shooting for, right?
Exactly, yes.
That's it.
Kelly, Jess, Ty, you guys got anything?
Just to touch on the whole political figures, I mean, Mayor and John Bob, it's definitely, I viewed current political people in them, where they don't really know what's going on. They, instead of getting like somebody that specifically studies extraterrestrial stuff, they get a biology teacher. It's just very timeless indeed.
It's timeless and relevant at the same time.
Yes.
I just think he did such a good job with that.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was a very well written script, for sure.
I liked your role, Ty. Ty, and the way you did it, and also the way it was so simplistic.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and it was like someone said before about how all this stuff is going on, and she is seeing something so beautiful, but we so busy being mad and greedy.
Yeah.
But she was just so precious in it. So that was a precious approach, and the simplicity of the words.
Right.
And we read
easily the most likable.
Yeah, we read the script, and I immediately told Java, we were on a call last week, and I was like, all right, we'll get Ty for the scientist.
She was like the only one. Yeah. She was like the only one figuring out what was going on. She was focused on, let's figure out what's going on. Everybody else is figured out on whatever.
You made me want to see what it was that you were looking at.
Yeah.
I personally want to see more of her in the script. I hope we might find a way to work her in more. It's something me and Bryan have talked about a little bit, and I would love to see, because I feel like she represents kind of like a rational, what we don't like to think we would be in this situation. You know, I think everyone would like to think that they're that person. So I think she kind of represents maybe an over her head, but still just like the good story. I don't know. That's how I saw it.
She's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But Jess, you played the title character. Awesome, what were you saying, Ty?
I said y'all are awesome too.
Jess, as the main character, though, I'm curious. I mean, you killed it. I loved all of it.
Oh yeah, cat lady, plant lady.
Hilarious.
Did we lose her?
No, she's on. How'd you feel about it, Jess?
Oh, I thought it was fun. I think that it's pretty funny because when you obviously it's one big analogy. I think it's it's easy to digest this analogy, but when you put it in a different context, like someone's like an HOA crisis. So, like this, you can see the parts and you can start seeing justification for all the roles. Like, do you agree with them? No, maybe not, or maybe you do, but you can see why people say and do the things that they do. Whereas, like Bryan, you were saying it earlier, in the bigger picture, sometimes you look at someone and their actions and their words, and you're just like, what? Why? How? Why? What? You know, but when you put it in this kind of analogy, you're just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but it makes sense. So it's like I said, the idea of being able to digest the things about it. And I love all. I had this Australian playwright a while ago, and he was saying one thing that I loved with writing is he said that all humans are hypocritical. Humans are hypocritical. And I'm just like, gosh, that's just such an interesting notion. And I loved the direct hypocrisy in this script constantly. Like when she yells at Janice, she's like, you don't think these aliens care about your Lord and Savior, Janice? And then she's like, this shovel is my God given right. Like the constant hypocrisy within each individual. I'm just like, they're humans.
Yeah.
She's talking to her plants about how humans are the dumbest people, but she's a human. And
she's a human.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking to a plant.
Yeah.
That each character shows within itself makes it more human. And to me, what seems like an ironically kind of I don't want to say cartoony because it's like the situation can work, but it's really big. But of course that's this year, man. Everything's big and cartoony.
Yeah, it's exaggerate. Yeah, it exaggerates, but it's in a way that's relatable. And don't hate on her for talking to her plants, all right? I just want to put that out there.
Right. Yeah.
Don't be on that, Herman.
As long as they don't talk back.
Yeah. That's the next movie.
We will be posting all of our actors. We'll be tagging all of them. And if you guys want to find what they're doing or what they have going on, Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching, they're all tagged underneath. Out Jogging Pictures is tagged as well. Bryan. And you can go watch all of his other stuff. He has a film screening this year with Mountain Tales, The Becowing. We're so excited to screen that one. It's amazing as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And yeah, just thank you so much for letting us read
Thank
it.
you. Yes.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is fun.
Yeah, it's been great. What comes next with this script, Bryan?
Oh man, just getting it made, I guess. I've got 30 pages of the feature script, so I'm working on that. But I want to get this one made first, and then we'll see where it goes. So,
Yeah. That's cool.
So be watching for it. We're going to be partnering. I hope this is okay for me to say. If not, I'll cut it out. But we're going to be helping produce this script at 321 Productions. So we're really excited, to get this done. And once everything is done with coronavirus, because obviously safety is first. But yeah, we're excited for this to get done and to see it. It's going to be incredible. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for being here.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you.
definitely
Thank you.
calling you all back. And next week, tune in for another script. Next week is actually a script by a 321 Productions team member. So we're really excited for that one. Yeah. Thank you again for being here. I don't know what Java's dad talk would have been. I can't tell. I'm just not as good at it. But as always with us, our stance is wear your masks, Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ rights are important, women's rights are human rights, all of those things. So yeah, thank you all for being here with us every week. We appreciate it. Get your tickets for Mountain Tales, October 3rd and 4th.
Cool.
Follow us.
All right.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you all
Thank you.
next week.
Awesome.